Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this Dell Inspiron 3501. So we're going to be using a PH1 or JAS1 screwdriver and removing all the screws from the bottom. Alright, normally I work on the computers with the hinge facing away from me. But in this case we're going to be working on it this way. It's missing one screw. I might have to find a replacement. Okay, but let's go ahead and see what we got. I think it should be okay with the screws it has. It's missing one towards the back, the hinge area. Okay. Oops. Alright, so we got those three. Again, you want to keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, lengths. The way I do that, flat side down like that. If I didn't already mention it, in the pattern you remove them. Okay, so we basically have this rectangular shape, 3 towards the front of the laptop, and then 4 towards the back hinge area. Alright, if this video helps you out, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Okay, so it looks like these back corner screws actually stay attached to the cover and actually pop the cover up, which is a very nice design because this actually lets you get a pry tool or your fingernails in here and you can use that to help pop it out. So I'm going to get my fingernail in the gap here now that I have this open. You don't want to pull up on here, so skip that over. Use again a pry tool or your fingernails just like this, going along the sides. Okay, we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Pull up at the hinge area, and then again I'm just going to slide my fingernail down the edge here to pop the clips out. And once we get some of the back, you want to pop that out as well, of course. Okay, come on. Pop that out. There we go. Oh, sorry, I'm going somewhat out of view. Okay, once you get the sides and the back towards the hinges out, we're going to go ahead. This screw actually kind of went back in. All right. Then we can kind of lift it up, and if this doesn't come out automatically, you can also slide a pry tool or something or your fingernail in there. And there we go. We got the bottom cover off. Not too bad. We are going to have to do a complete power drain. So it looks like at one point this was upgraded to an SSD. I don't think I did that because the customer didn't, I don't think, brought this to me. Also, this has an M.2 slot. I'm assuming this supports PCIe and NVMe SSDs because it already has a SATA slot here. This is a 2.5-inch SATA drive. I'm not going to pull it out because this is like most other laptop models. There's 2 screws here, 1 screw here. This connector, you can kind of pop it off like you pull it out, but be careful because it's connected with a wire, and that wire connects to this spot right here. Okay, we are going to have to disconnect the battery, of course. Let's go ahead and do that since we're working on the inside of the computer a little bit, or looking at the inside. I don't want to accidentally short anything. Alright, so usually I'll use my fingernails at the wings of this connector. It's at the edge of the plastic part, and there we go. We can pop this out. So you can't really see the wings too well because this black tape is in the way, but if I pull on this, you can see my fingernail gets caught on there. Alright, anyways, after we've done that, we're going to carefully, slowly open up the laptop. And what we're going to do is we're going to press and hold the power button for 15 seconds. This is important because it drains any residual power and makes it a lot safer to work on. The most important thing, because we are working on the screen, you do want to make sure that you do this, okay? I'm going to hold it a few more seconds. All right, it's been about 15 seconds now. We can close this up, and I'm just going to kind of show what's in here for now. Though this isn't a complete disassembly video, this is more to replace the screen or repair the screen. Okay, so I pulled those 2 tabs to the side away from the RAM so I can pull this out and show you. Apparently this was probably upgraded as well. It has a 16 gig stick of Team Group RAM. Okay, so that's a 16 gig stick. You can add another 16 gig if you wanted, and then you can have 32 gigs total. Again, this laptop seems to have been upgraded already, so keep that in mind. Alright, there's the wireless card here if you need to see any of the model numbers or anything that are on there. Hopefully it'll, come on, focus on that. There you go. So hopefully you can read that stuff. If not, I mean, the bottom cover isn't that difficult. Come on, focus. Why isn't it focusing? Is there something on the camera, or what's going on here? Which camera is it using? This one? Okay. I don't know why it's not focusing too well. It's like staying blurry. There you go. Okay. So hopefully you can read that. All right. And then you got this USB SD card reader here on the side with all these connectors going into it. I don't know why there's two that aren't even being used. Maybe on certain models they have extra ports. I don't know. That's really weird. Usually on these small boards, if they're not going to use this, they wouldn't even put these things. So I don't know why it's like that. But yeah, anyways, you got these connectors that are going in. This larger cable goes along and connects here. Shorter cable goes in and connects here. I see. I think this is power button, and if it says FP1 and FP3, so I guess for some models they add a fingerprint sensor into the button here, and that's why they have those little connections there. And here you can see there's one that goes to this FP connection here, so I don't know what the FP3 is for, but I'm guessing this is for FP1. CPU is soldered to the motherboard underneath here, this heatsink. All right. And you got the keyboard connector here. I guess they also have models where they use the same board with a keyboard backlight, touchpad or trackpad, whatever you want to call that. And speakers connected down here. It's not held in with screws. You can just lift the speaker out. Actually, you can just grab it and pull it up. It's held in with those rubber things. Then you got the cable running along down here to the other speaker there. All right, so anyways, we got all of that out. We did the battery drain. You can see the fan with the fan connector here. Looks like if you remove these two screws, you can probably lift it out. Yep. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's stuck to the heatsink. So probably if you remove these two screws, you can actually take the whole fan out, which is kind of a nice design. Oops. All right, we'll get this dust out a little bit. Okay, so looks good. All right, we're gonna flip this over and see if we can remove the screen without removing the entire hinge assembly. This one doesn't look too difficult to remove the hinges, but we'll see what we can do, because if you're just replacing the screen, main thing, disconnect the battery, open it up, press and hold the power button. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can get this screen out. I think they might have had someone. Let me see. Okay, so we're gonna go along the edges here. You can see there's an adhesive holding it in, and you just kind of pull it straight up like this, kind of like pushing with your thumb and rotating it. So you use your fingers to pull the middle up, and then your thumb to kind of push inwards a little bit, and that unclips these little clips that hold it in place. Okay, we're gonna go down, same thing. Okay, we're gonna rotate this, and then I'm gonna put it up this way, and we're gonna work our way down here. Same thing, pull this out, work on this going all the way around. I think there was there an adhesive here? I don't know, there might have been, but as you can see, this thing comes out pretty nicely. Okay, we're gonna tilt this forward. Okay, I remember because I worked on this not too long ago. This had supposed to be stretch release adhesives, but those adhesive strips, they just tore. Like I don't know, they didn't stretch, they just broke. So we're gonna rotate this forward, and let me show you here. So normally they would have like adhesive that are going all the way up the sides here, and then a little bit of it sticks out right over here. And the way that adhesive works is you want to pull it straight back. Because this is at an angle, what you do is while you pull it, you kind of pull down here a little bit, continue to stretch, keep pulling down like that as you stretch. And the reason being is you want to pull the adhesive straight down, because when this adhesive stretches, it loses its stickiness, and then that's how you kind of get the adhesive out. If your adhesive ends up being like the one I worked on where it just rips, then what you're gonna have to do, I mean, your screen is probably already broken anyways, but what I did was I got a small tool in there. You can use anything, whatever you can get under the screen, and you can pry it up. You can even use like some floss or something that you can get under like a corner, and then you can go under both corners and slowly pull it up. What I did after that was I took some popsicle sticks, okay, and then I just shoved one in there. And then once I got one in, you can kind of pry it up. And then when you get another one, when you get it pried up enough, let me show on this side. So when you get it pried up enough, then you can get another one in there. And then once you get two in, you can pry this side up, slowly work this up, move this over, pry it up, move it over, get it over, pry it up, and just keep doing that. It's a very long, tedious process because you can only go so fast. If you go too fast, you're gonna end up like bending this stuff and of course destroying the screen even more. Even though, I mean, if the screen's already broken, it doesn't matter, but you don't want to bend this. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and disconnect the screen here. So the screen has this adhesive you want to get underneath. All right, we're just gonna peel this up. Okay, we're gonna try and keep the adhesive intact. For some reason, the adhesive didn't even stick on this corner edge, but on the other edge here, it's kind of stuck here. So I'm gonna kind of scrape it up with my fingernail a bit. Okay, work my way over. Just continue doing this. There we go. And then we're gonna slowly, carefully peel this out. And it helps to kind of like wiggle it, so we go like one side, then peel the other side, and just keep doing that. And there we go. Once you get that, you can see there is a metal latch here. If it didn't come up with the adhesive, so if it was staying down like this, okay, you want to make sure, get your fingernail or a plastic pry tool and unlatch it there. Once you've done that, you can grab the latch. I like to use my thumbnails at the bottom of the latch to help grab this and pull that out just like this. Okay, so now we're going to open up the replacement screen. So the replacement screen came in this packaging. We need to cut it open. Okay, if you're wondering, the screen model number is on here. Let me show you that in a bit once I get this packaging open. Hopefully the screen, a lot of times the seller will sell like compatible model screens. Hopefully it will be like new. Okay, anyways, they gave this on the package, extend the warranty to lifetime for free. But lifetime is not really lifetime of the screen. Like if you destroy it, it's only if it goes defective. So yeah, all right, anyways, let's get the screen out of here. Okay, this screen actually came with some tools, which is kind of weird because they don't know what computer I'm actually working on. But anyways, it came with it's bubble wrap like this, so we're gonna take that bubble wrap out. Okay, and it came with this foam stuff. Uh-oh, I'm worried this screen might be bad. So if you're wondering how I know or what I'm talking about, this board is not supposed to be bent up like that. So in shipping, it shifted around and it hit this, it looks like, and that caused this to get bent like this. And here it even says don't touch, but I have to touch it to bend it back down. What I could do is I can kind of use the other or flat surface to kind of help guide it, pulling it back like this. And there we go. Hopefully this is going to be okay. We won't find out until we actually plug it in. Okay, the screen is actually still sticking up a little bit. Okay, anyways, we're going to test this before we completely put everything back together. Here you can see it is a different screen model number. This is a B156HAN02.1. The original screen is here. So this is the original screen that came with the laptop, or that was in the laptop when I worked on it. LP156WFC SPK1. All right, so there you can see the model numbers actually are different. But the connections and stuff are the same. You do kind of want to check if it is still matte. Oops, and yes, that screen is matte. So at least that matches. Okay, we're gonna now try and get this on. And then we're gonna reconnect the battery, power it up, and see what's going on, if it's working or not. Okay, so we're gonna get this lined up. Make sure you get these connectors in. The corners are very important. Make sure it's completely lined up. Then grab the metal latch and towards the bottom, use that to help pull it in. There we go. And same thing now. We're going to push that metal latch into place. Okay, and then you can use this to kind of just tape it down. All right, there we go. Now we're going to flip this up here. And for now, I'm just gonna kind of hold it in place. When you do put this back in, you wanna make sure that this cable goes into this metal groove here. All right, so you want it tucked in there, just like that. All right, anyways, let's zoom out a bit. We're going to tip this backwards, and what we're going to do is we're going to reconnect the battery. You want to be very careful when doing this. Make sure that the battery does go in straight. You don't want this to go in crooked. Okay, so try and get this cable, line it up, and we'll get that in. Alright, so now that we got that in, I like to use both fingers on both hands to pinch both sides in at the same time. This cable, or this adhesive thing, is kind of sticking out too much. It shouldn't be like that. Alright, and pull that. Oops. Oh, I guess we can close that down. Make sure that's all lined up. It looks good. Okay, so make sure you want to pull a little bit more. Okay, so that looks good. We're going to now open this thing up and power it up and see what happens. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. We might have to plug it in if it doesn't turn on right away. Okay, it looks like it's turning on. I see the light on the left side. And is the screen coming on at all? I see the screen, and it looks like we're good. So, looks like we're good to go. Let me hold this out of the way because it's probably going to show the usernames and passwords and stuff. And sometimes customers don't like that. Okay. I don't think this was touchscreen, but it doesn't say. I don't think it's supposed to be touchscreen. If it is, the touchscreen isn't working. So I don't think it was touchscreen, but anyways, we're gonna go in here and shut it down. Okay, so I don't want to update. I'm just gonna do a normal shutdown. Good, it looks like it's working. Okay, so I need to wait till this completely shuts off. It's taking a little while. After I click shutdown, it spun a little bit and went back to the pin screen. It should eventually shut down. I don't know what it's doing. Come on. Okay. Now the screen shut off. And alright, so there we go. To get the screen in place properly, I am going to put some adhesive. Because we only needed to remove the bottom cover to disconnect the battery, I'm actually going to put the bottom cover back on first. Okay. So, again, the bottom cover is important to remove because you want to disconnect the battery and hold the power button before you replace the screen. If you don't do that, then there's a good chance you're going to end up frying the backlight circuit on the motherboard, and then you're going to be screwed. That's going to be very expensive or not worth repairing. Okay, anyways, we're going to get this cover, put it back. Make sure you line up the right part, the hinges with the hinges. Okay, and I'm going to do the bottom or the front side first, and just push that all down, then work our way up the sides just like this, and then work our way in the middle. And of course these are popping out because the screws, so I twist them backwards to hear them click, and then I'll go ahead and screw it down slowly. Alright, and as I screwed it down, if you noticed, I was pushing down the clips to make sure everything goes into place. Same thing with that side, turn it backwards till you hear the click, then screw it down. Again, pushing these clips into place, and there we go. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to flip this back upside down. Alright, make sure to clip all of these back into place as well. Okay, and the reason I'm doing it upside down is because that's how I put the screws laid out on my desk. So we're going to take this screw back in. Okay, get these screws back in. We're almost there. Again, we are going to want to put some double stick adhesive. This in. Alright, and then we got the 3 others. Again, this screw was missing here, so we left that one out. Okay. Almost done. Alright, last one here. There we go. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to lift this back up here. Oops, I need to leave it upside down because the screen is loose right now. So we're going to open it up carefully. You don't want to put too much pressure on the screen. Okay, so what we're going to do now, because we do want the screen all the way up to the edge, we're going to first carefully grab the screen and flop it back forward here like this. Okay, and because we don't have like removable adhesive like they had before, that's stretch release adhesive, actually I do have some bits that I can use, so let me show you some similar kind of adhesive. So this is much bigger, I think, than what they use, but we can actually use this. So basically this peels out like that. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this here, having a little bit of it going over the hinge, okay? And we're going to just stick that on there. And hopefully this adhesive is thin enough, because the original adhesive was pretty thin. This adhesive is thicker, so we'll see. Hopefully it's good enough. All right, so we're just going to stick that adhesive there. Okay, so... oh, is it stuck to this blue piece? Oh no, I don't know if it's gonna... okay, it is releasing. There we go. Okay, and I can actually show you how this stuff works. So we have this adhesive here. So if I grab this and just kind of pull it, it's a little bit more difficult, but when you pull this adhesive straight up like this, you can see it releases itself, okay? And that's how this adhesive works. Oops, did I stick a little bit of it to itself? And this adhesive is pretty strong, so as you can see, if you stick a little bit of it to itself, you're gonna have to cut that off, because it's almost impossible to unstick it from itself. Okay, so there we go. We're just gonna take that out, and then we're just gonna kind of flatten this out again. Oh no, this adhesive is kind of difficult to work with. You can see I accidentally stuck a little bit to itself again. Okay, that time it disconnect, or it let go. Okay, so there we go. Just like that, and you want to have a little bit of it out, because this adhesive, again, you have to stretch it to remove it. So we're going to go back over to this side, because I have this adhesive. If I want, I can use this tiny one, but again, you need an area to pull on it. So what we're going to do, we're going to use this one. Okay, this one had a little bit of a curve to it, but it should be okay. All right, I'm going to peel this off. There you go. So I have this, and this adhesive, I think I actually saved it from another laptop. I got like new adhesive strips, but then I saved the parts that I pulled out somewhat cleanly from the other laptop, and then I can use it again. All right, so same thing like the other one. You're gonna stick a little bit over the edge here, so that way you have a way to peel it up if you need to. Okay, once you stick that down, we're gonna follow along the curve here, and we're just going to work our way straight up this metal plate. Oh, this has excess that I kind of need to go over here, because this curves over, as you can see. All right, so we're just going to stick it down like that. And hopefully then we can peel this blue layer off. There you go, yep. Okay, so there we go, we got that out. Now to do this, it's going to be a little bit tricky. You want to hold on to the screen so it doesn't move. All right, we're going to carefully grab the screen as we lay it down. All right, and again, I'm going to pull it all the way to the top here. So I want to make sure the bottom doesn't stick down yet. Get it all the way to the top corner. It helps to kind of do one corner first. So get that all the way to that yellow rubber piece, and then plop the other end in, pulling it up into place, and then we can let the whole thing drop. Okay, so why is it not wanting to drop in? Oh, the rubber piece on the side here is not lining up right. Oh no, that's not good. Can we get this back out without having to undo that adhesive? I might have to undo that adhesive. Let me see if I can push the screen over slightly to the left, to this side, so that we can get it to drop in on this side. And it doesn't look like it's gonna go all the way enough. Is it? Oh yeah, it did. Okay, there we go. Now we can drop it in, and then we can go ahead and push it down so that the adhesive sticks. And we should be good to go. We want to power it on one more time to make sure everything is working. Okay, did I power it up? Yeah, it's turning on. And I think we should be good to go. We just want to make sure it's turning on. Everything looks good. Make sure this is okay and that the silver part is, or the cable is lined up. Oops, let me get this out of view. Okay, I need to shut this down now again. It's running on power saving mode a little bit. Okay, anyways, we got the screen all lined up. It is, I don't know if it's a little bit thicker than the other screen, But yeah, it is sticking a little higher. It could also be because this adhesive is thicker. If that's the case, I might have to take this out if the bezel doesn't go on right. Anyways, we're gonna peel this off, okay? Just roll it off like this. You don't want to pull it straight up. This is the safest way. If you pull it straight up, you can damage the layers of the screen. Okay, next thing, we just got to get the bezel, or last thing, I guess, we just got to get the bezel back in place. Hopefully everything fits in properly, again, because we did use a thicker tape. Okay, so we're going to get these little bottom feet down in first. Get that into place. Right, once, you don't need to snap it in yet. All right, now we're going to go ahead and go around up here, snap that in, run your finger down to snap all the edges, work your way over the top, okay, and just continue over like that, and then snap this in. Oh, I just made a big fingerprint, palm print there. Okay, work your way down, and it looks like all the clips are snapping in, so we should be good. Then clip that down. Clip that down. All right, we're going to turn the screen over this way, and then we're going to work our way towards the bottom here, and then work our way towards the top, and it looks like it's good. All right, so there we go. If this pops up and it if it bugs you, you can actually put a double stick adhesive along here. I kind of don't like doing that because then sometimes if you put a double stick adhesive here and you take this out, it can damage the screen. So I don't want to do that, okay? All right, so there we go. We're gonna close this up. We're gonna take a look in here. Looks good on all the edges inside. So we should be good to go. Again, one more time, you can open it up. Check this again, make sure everything's good. And then power it up one last time. And that should be all there is to it. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, again, please make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helps you save a bunch of money, again, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let me let this thing continue booting completely, and we're good to go. I think I also have the Dell charger here, so I'm going to plug this in because his battery's kind of low. But it did just power up. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, now it's showing it's plugged in, so that's it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye. Let's drop this.